What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. Today is episode 288, I believe. And our guest is Oliver Stinson. He's the owner of Stinsons Shooting Supply here in Texas. He's the number one new FFL dealer in Texas, specializing in ARs, AKs, and FN Glock optics. All that to say, the man deals in. He deals guns. He buys, sells, he trades. He can build you a gun, all within the confines of the law. Don't worry about that. This man is about his business. And I also think I've been wanting to have somebody to come on here and talk about guns. I believe this man to be a gun expert. He's freaking specialized in all this. So I can see, whether you are pro gun or not, please give this one a listen. Coming from the other side, like I think you can see why people own guns and the importance of owning guns. I think it's one of the more special things about America and being an American and exercising that right to bear arms. I think that is important. If you can, you should obviously do your research within your jurisdiction of where you're at and all of that. And if you're also pro-gun, I mean, a lot of people are careless with it. So I think, you can get a few tips out of this episode as well, and maybe be a little bit more responsible to give people who own a gun a better name, because whatever, not to get political. Stinson, Big O, great episode. I want to give a shout out to our two sponsors for today's episode. Our first one is Mr. Jonathan Shorten, Pollard. Man, this man is a freaking hustler. He's one of the best car salesmen probably in the country, in the world maybe. I'm not just saying that, but you guys can follow him and just see the things he does and goes through to get a car to his customer. Man, the man's freaking awesome. Thank you for supporting us, Jonathan, and shout out to you, brother. Another hustler, another hardworking man, Izzy Money Vintage, the best vintage in town. What can I say? He sponsored this before. A lot of the cool stuff, particularly my hats and my USA gear, all from Izzy. You can check out his shop, 3418 34th Street. 12 to 7 Monday through Saturday. And again, this man's a businessman, so if you need to make an appointment because you can't fit it in your schedule, he will do it, man. He's about his money. Both of these men are about their money, so if you need a car, hit up Jonathan. And if you want to look cool, Izzy Money Vintage. Other than that, guys, the best way you can support us here at Snake Pit is to subscribe to us on YouTube. That's free. It's an easy way. And you can also support the podcast and help bring us up is patreon.com/snakepitstudios, where we do a conversation pit every Friday, or it drops every Friday, and you can hit that for $1. Do it now while the spots are available, because after that, it goes up, people. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you enjoy the episode. God bless America.
Welcome to the Snake Pit.
I feel there is a storm coming. I don't want to fight. I don't want the attention, but I do want to make this podcast something great. If I'm going to tell the truth and get persecuted for it, so fucking be it. It's war. If they came knocking at your door over a tweet, at that point it's war.
Right there? Or?
Yeah, right there. So we're here with Oliver.
Yes, sir.
What's your last name?
Stinson.
You're an arms dealer? Is this is this how you tell people?
Well, I do that. I do this part-time, but so I started out as a gun dealer, but now I'm a manufacturer. So I'm a 07 with the 02, so I can actually manufacture ARs, build them, suppressors, and everything. So I do it all.
Oh shit! Okay, so how does this come about? How did you get started doing all of this?
So I've liked guns pretty much my whole life and always been around them. And then I got a cousin in New Mexico. He's an FFL dealer, and he's been doing it probably about 5 years. And I was always sending him customers from Texas. And then finally I was like, man, I can do this shit myself. So I looked up the laws and everything and did my application. But Lubbock's one of the only 2 counties in the state where you actually have to have a commercial permit to sell guns out of your house. So I went ahead and went through the city and got that permit approved, and then I went through the ATF and got my license. And then that selling part was cool, but the manufacturing was better. So I switched my license last October. So now I can build pretty much any AR that people want. I can get suppressors, and for myself, I can own fully automatics and stuff. So
You can.
yes, sir.
Oh shit. Okay, so what is that explain to me the process of like the legal side of it. Is it difficult getting these permits and all of this?
Nah, the
No?
permit, they just really care about you paying for it. So like if
Oh,
you
okay.
want to say if your girl wants to do eyelashes out of the house, they require you guys to have a permit for her to be able to get a resale tax certificate. So that's really what it is, for unless she wants to do it without the license. But for me, it was easier to get the gun license than it was to get the permit from the city of Lubbock.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
Okay.
the ATF and FBI were a lot quicker than city of Lubbock.
And are they pretty chill? The ATF and the FBI?
Yeah, as long as you do what you're supposed to and you do your paperwork properly, you don't have any issues. Like, I probably ran about 400 background checks in the last 2 years, and I've only had like 6 people denied. So, it's really just who you dealing with, and as long as your guns aren't involved in crimes or reported stolen and lost a lot, you pretty much stay off the radar.
Yeah, so I talked to somebody about you, and you're the real deal because he said he's a felon, and you were like, no, I can't sell to you. So you're the real fucking deal.
Yeah, man. That's why I always tell everybody. I'm like, yeah, as much as I went through with the city of Lubbock, I'm like, for one, I'm not trying to go to prison doing
Oh, yeah.
something part time. And two, I'm like, yeah, don't even come. Like, I have people all the time, bro, in my inboxes. I'm like, I see why you got a felon because y'all are some of the dumbest criminals. They'll be like, hey, bro, I seen what you do and that's what's up. Yeah, I want this, that, and the other, but my sister's going to hit you up to get it to put it in her name.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
god.
like, that's exactly why you got caught and got that felony, because you're not good at whatever you do.
So if let's just say somebody hits you up and they don't say that. Let's say I hit you up like, hey, can I get a gun? And then
Yeah.
I give it to my fucking felon friend and he commits a crime. You're out of the picture, right? So not on you.
So what'll happen is, so Texas, you can do pretty much like a private sale with someone, and if you do a private sale, you don't have to run their paperwork. So like, let's say I sell a gun to you, and then you private sell to somebody, or you gift it to a kid or one of your kids or something, and they get it. What'll happen is if they commit a crime, it's like a chain of command. What'll happen is the police will confiscate it. They'll run the serial number to the FBI. The FBI and ATF will work together, and they'll be like, okay, this gun came from Glock. Then Glock sent this gun to Lipsy's. Then Lipsy sent this gun to Stinsons Shooting Supply. And then they'll call us each in order to confirm that happened. And then they'll call me and be like, hey, who did you do this gun with? And I'll be like, okay, I sent it to Roy. They'll be like, well, what's Roy's address? I'll give them your address. And then they'll call you and be like, okay, you got this gun from Oliver on July 29th. When did you get rid of the gun? And then you'll be like, well, I sold it to somebody on August the 5th. And they'll be like, okay, what's that person's info? And they'll pretty much then go to you like they did me until they find the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I could probably still get in trouble.
Yeah. And well, it's kind of tricky because honestly, when you're in the private business, like if you do stuff like that, you really don't have any idea. So a lot of times when people do like, let's say, you got a gun you want to sell somebody and you didn't get it from me, what they'll normally do is they'll be like, hey bro, can you help me out with this? I've got this gun, can you transfer it for me? And so what they can actually do is you can bring me the gun and I can make that person come and run a background check, and I can let you know, hey, they're good if you want to sell it.
Oh, okay.
So I can do stuff like that.
I got you. Hey, hold on, let me turn this fan down. This is bothering me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was yeah, I heard, obviously Prev, if you didn't know, he's the one I heard about you.
Okay.
And I think guns are a hot topic right now, and I don't own any right now, but I'm very, very, very pro gun.
Gotcha.
I don't know. So you're the perfect person to talk to about this because I don't know the laws about it. It seems pretty easy to get one, which is a good thing and a bad thing, I guess. Because I believe in personal liberties, and it's like, I'm a good citizen. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah.
But there's, like you just said, there's retards out there that don't do what they want.
Well, the thing
Or
that-
can't. you know.
The thing that always, to me, I'm always like, no matter how you legislate guns, there's so many in America. It's really not like if somebody comes to me and they're a felon, and I tell them, yeah, I can't help you, or they go to the barber shop or wherever, and somebody
They're
gonna
gonna
have a
get it.
gun. Yeah, they're gonna get a gun regardless, or they're gonna break into somebody's car and get the gun. So if somebody wants one, it's hard to keep it out of their hands. So I just make sure when they come to me, I make sure they get it and acquire it legally because when they put in a lot of the legislation in, like you say, you don't have a gun, but you're really pro 2A. But if you decided you want to get a gun, pretty much all the legislation that they're putting in place makes it difficult for you to get a gun. Because typically, a person that's got a felony and know they can't get a gun, they're not going to come to me and have to go through all those legal steps
It's
anyway.
kind of wild.
Yeah, because like I'm from Hobbs and I got a buddy that I was talking to before I came. He's in New Mexico. Like now, New Mexico has a law. So the governor put in place if you go to get a gun from her or go to get a gun in New Mexico and they run your background, you're delayed 5 to 7 days instantly, even if your background's clean. So if you go to buy your gun, you can't get it for a week at minimum in New Mexico, no matter what. So like here you may get delayed 3 days and then you can get it after that. But in New Mexico, everybody's instantly delayed.
Do you see anything wrong with that? Do you think there should?
Yeah,
Like-
that to me is dumb because like I'm just my personal belief. If somebody wanting to get a gun like you and you're trying to defend your family or you just interested in it, that week could be critical because
I got you.
I had a guy hit me up.
Because
about a month
sorry, I don't mean to
ago.
interrupt. Some people are like, "Yo, I need that now."
Yeah, and you can
Yeah.
always kind of tell like some people I'm like, yeah, you may not need to be talking to me. You may need to be talking to LPD if you need a gun that bad, that quick.
Yeah, okay, I got you.
But I had a guy, it was a while back. He hit me up and he was like wanting a price for something and I gave him a price on it. And then he was like, hey, hit me up later. He's like, I want to get this. And he was like, you said it was this much? I was like, and I keep all my messages from everybody, either whether it's Instagram or text, just in case I got to remember like, nah, this guy was sketch or this guy was weird or this is what this guy was arguing. So I looked, I was like, nah, I told you this price because I was like, why would I sell you that for? That's $20 less than what I get the gun for. He's like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, so I'm not selling it for that. And then he hit me up a few days later and was like, yeah, man, I ain't gonna be able to get that from you because something happened where I was assaulted and got shot. I was like,
Ooh.
I was sitting there thinking, yeah, man, you should have hit me up, dog, and just came by there instead of trying to negotiate for 6 months.
God damn, bro, that's crazy.
Oh yeah,
It's such a weird. Guns are such a weird topic because,
bro. And it's funny. So you remember probably like when we were growing up, we were like, man, I can't wait till I turn 21 so I can hit the club, go buy me some liquor. Man, when people turn 21, I'm like the first place they go to.
get a pistol.
Yeah, because they got to be 21 to get a pistol, which is confusing. So Texas has open carry for anyone 18 and up. They passed that in 2022 with Abbott.
That
So
made me want to get a gun, by the way.
bro. And the part about it is confusing. So you can get the gun. Like, let's say your son's set 19. He can't come buy the gun for me, but you can come buy the gun for me and gift it to him. So now you've got the gun and you give it to him. And now he's able to legally walk around with the gun without being able to legally purchase it. So I'm like, it's the most weird thing. So you don't think this person's responsible enough to buy the gun, but you think he's responsible enough to walk around with the gun.
What? Damn.
Yeah, so if you remember back in the day, people would always get charged with like unlawfully carrying a firearm. Like if you got caught with a handgun and you're like 19 or 20. Well, now it's almost
Happened to my
like,
cousin.
yeah, so I had personal experience with that. But it's almost like where you see now where they're like decriminalizing marijuana, but you know there's people in prison for weed that they got caught with, and now it's legal, and then it'll be the same way because if your cousin got caught with unlawfully carrying, well now that's the law that Abbott put in place that everybody's glorifying. Like, yeah, I ain't gotta be 19 or 20 or 21 to have a gun. I can be 18 and walk around with a gun on me legally.
Holy shit! I didn't know that.
Yeah,
God,
so yeah, if they're they can either, like I say, they can get it gifted from a parent or they can get online, and if they get it from a private sale and they're walking around with it and they get pulled over, they can have it on their hip or their pocket and it can't be confiscated or anything as long as they're not committing a crime with it or intoxicated.
Oh man, I did not know that.
Yeah,
That's
so
cool.
that's why I'm like, it's weird. I'm like, and then I'm always, to me, it's weird. So at the age of 18, you can't come to me and buy a pistol, but you can come to me and buy an AR-15. And I'm like, if you weigh the options, an AR is a lot more dangerous than a pistol. I'm like, so you can tell me this dude can get a 300 blackout AR rifle with the binary trigger and a scope and a 65 round drum, but he can't buy a 22 revolver.
Fuck. That's weird.
Yeah, so it's just like some of the laws, because I'm, like you say, I'm very pro 2A, but I'm also like, some of these laws are confusing.
Okay, yeah, so that's what I was going to ask you. What are your, let's just talk Texas laws because I don't give a fuck about the other states. What do you love about it? And what are some of these are your grievances right here that you just said, but what are some of the things you're like, nah.
So I like with Texas, we don't like, so when I travel, like if you go to Colorado, you can't have more than 15 rounds in your magazine, or that's illegal. California's 10 rounds. Texas doesn't have a magazine limit capacity like New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Louisiana, because I always try to just focus around the states we border, because that's where I'll normally travel. But I like Texas because they make it pretty easy to be able to, if like for someone like yourself, if you decide you want to get a gun, you're able to get it, and you have a lot of freedoms, where if you just get a gun and you're not very familiar with them and not educated, you got a gun, but you didn't know that this magazine was illegal. So now you got a gun and you get pulled over, and now you got a misdemeanor for the gun you bought holding 5 extra bullets.
Okay.
So it's a lot. And then Texas, they make it easy to get your license to carry. So like during COVID, you could get your license to carry on the DPS website. You could do the exam on there, and then you go to a gun range and get with a range instructor and take the shooting exam in an hour, and you're done.
So my girlfriend did that, and she failed the shooting exam.
Oh, man. Dang.
Because they were like, because they work at a salon, so it's all women.
Yeah.
And they're like, we need to be protected. And so her boss paid, like, did it all for them, and she went to the range and fucking didn't get her license. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Bro, and that's another thing, too. So a lot of times women are like, that's like my women that purchase guns, that's the number one profession here in Lubbock, is girls that either work in a salon or they go braid hair at people's houses. Bro,
so, I've heard so many, just from my girl's place, like weird dudes stalking them and shit.
Well, I'll hear like, they'll be like, well, the only time I can get my hair done is like 9 at night, and it's at their house. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of weird. So they'll get a gun from me. But like what I try to do, like, because I got a lot of girl cousins with women, if they get a gun and they want like help with it, I don't have any issue with taking them to the range for like an hour and showing them how to shoot properly.
Shit, we need to do that with my girl.
Oh yeah,
because she likes to. Oh, fuck, I hate saying this out loud because people are weird, but she likes to go running and shit, and she's like scared. I'm like, look, these are 2 things you need to do: get a gun and get a big dog.
Yeah, for real. Like
exactly. That's just the reality of life. You have to be like safe.
Craziest thing about it is when you see stuff like in the news for like women, it's always somebody jogging typically.
Oh, you know what it was? Because she was watching true crime. I don't know why women do this.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, I'm scared. I'm like, first of all, you need to quit watching that shit. But I'm like, well, I was like, look, sometimes you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's just life. And I'm like, just fucking have a gun, man.
That's what I tell everybody. They're like, so you feel like if you had a gun, you feel safe? I'm like, no, I don't feel like if I've got a gun, I'm like the only one, because I know there's over 300 million guns in America. So that's basically a gun a person, basically.
Almost, huh?
So I'm like, I just feel like, hey, if there's somebody that's in the vicinity and they want to do something bad, at least I feel like I'm even to be able to combat him, versus if somebody comes in right now and they decide they want to hurt me and you, there's nothing me and you can say to them that's going to be able to talk them out of what they're going to do, because they're probably not even going to listen to us. Because I have coworkers all the time that would tell me like, well, it was only one. He was like, yeah, I don't own a gun. If somebody comes to my house, I'm just going to talk to them. If they break in, I'm going to talk to them and ask them why they're doing this. I'm like, bro, if somebody breaking your house at 2 a.m, they're not there for a motivational speech.
No way, dude.
So that's why I'm like, and then they're always telling me like, well, you'll see like a shooting happened and how come nobody with a gun was there to stop it if there's so many guns out there? I'm like, you got to think, most of the time when people decide they want to do something and they want to go and do something bad, they're going to go to the most vulnerable places. They're going to go to schools, churches. They're going to go where it's either a lot of kids or a lot of women. Salons. They're going to movie theaters. They're not going to go, you know what? Let's go to the gun range and start some shit, or let's go to a Trump rally, or let's go to the hood. They're not going to do that where they know they're going to meet somebody that's possibly got a gun. They're going to go somewhere, a grocery store. They're going to go somewhere they feel they got the advantage, because I always tell everybody, I was like, mental health's a big issue in America. I'm like, but you notice those people that do the mass shootings, they plan it out and they're not dumb, and they don't go do a mass shooting at the police department.
That's true, man.
They don't go do something like that at the gun range. They don't go do something like that at the army base.
I be thinking about that, like you said, the grocery store. I really do think about that place.
Bro, so my son laughs at me, but I always tell him, I'm like, I'll be running scenarios in my mind while I'm at Market Street. I'm like, man, if somebody's over there shooting, I'm going to get a can of tomato sauce and roll it. And he going to turn and look at it and shoot. And I'm going to pop it. But like, I'm always running through scenarios in my head.
I'll say this on camera, first and foremost. If I'm by myself and something pops off, I'm running. I'm out. There ain't I ain't trying to be no fucking hero. Hell no. If I'm with my lady, I'm like, hey, let's go.
Yeah, that's for real. You like, at this point in time, got to protect me and mine.
Yeah.
See, the only thing is, I feel like, to me, it's almost like me personally. I think just from my profession, I feel like it would almost, not saying like with you because that ain't what you do, so I wouldn't expect it. I almost feel like I'm obligated to do something, because if I feel the need to arm myself, I feel the need to train people to arm themselves, I would almost be like a hypocrite. So I feel like I got to be the one. It'd almost be like if you passed out and I got on scrubs and I'm like, I ain't on the clock, and walk off, and I'm a doctor. So I feel like because the way I see it, I'm like, if I'm not going to be the one to stand up and do something, I need to just quit doing what I'm doing and go wash trucks or something.
You're right. That's why I'm not in the police force or any of that shit.
Yeah, that's me though too, because you're not going to see me walking around with no gun on my hip, no gun across my chest, anything like that, because I always feel like if somebody's going to do something, they're going to survey the area and be like, oh, there's threat number one, and I'm going to be sitting there at Roadhouse with my rose and my gun on my hip, and next thing I know, I'm hanging out with Jesus.
Yep. Yeah.
Because they always feel like they're going to eliminate the biggest threat, and then they'll be able to do whatever else they want at that point in time.
So what's like the difference between concealed and open carry? Obviously, like one, you can see one. Like, what's the law? Like, why was that passed?
So a lot of times, like, it's really for public use. So if you go to Walmart and you and your girl are shopping and you see a guy walk past you with a gun, next thing you know, your shopping experience kind of diminished and you're ready to get the hell out of there because you don't know if he's legally carrying or if he's about to shoot up the store or whatever. So basically the big deal is they prefer people concealed carry because it makes people less uncomfortable.
Okay.
Because it really, if you're in the store, to me, if you're not familiar with guns, you're like, what the hell is that guy doing with a gun?
There's a lot of old white folks that do that around here. I'll tell you that.
Well, normally I always see the ones that have me the weakest is that old guy with that big ass cell phone case on his hip, and I'm like, oh, I thought that was a gun. Never mind.
Real? Yeah.
I'm like, never mind. It's just a big ass otter box.
Yeah, I see that. I'll be looking.
But yeah, what you'll notice when you go to stores, they'll have a sign on the ground. I don't remember the exact number right now. It's like 33 something, 07 or 01. And that's just a sign to let you know if they ban open carry, and it'll tell you concealed carry is not allowed, or it'll say open carry is not allowed. And if you have a gun license, one of your priorities that, and if you get pulled over, letting the cops know you have your gun on you. If you see that sign and you take your gun in there, then you committed a crime. You'll lose your license and probably lose the ability to own guns.
Altogether, huh?
So that's the main thing they teach you before you walk into somewhere. And the mall is tricky. Like, you can walk into some places in the mall and they've got the sign up posted, and then you may walk into the food court area and there's not anything there, or walk into Dillard's.
So technically the mall grounds you can...
Nah, you can't carry in the mall.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Nope, you can't carry in the mall legally.
What about like the movies? Depends.
You really... it depends which ones you go to, because some of them serve, like if you go to Alamo Draft House, you can't, because they serve liquor in there.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. I love that place.
Yeah, if it's an establishment. So really the way I always think of it, if it's a hospital, if it's somewhere people are voting, if it's a school, or if it's somewhere they serve liquor, you can't take it.
I had a guy on here one time tell me he works at the hospital and he has like a special license. He's like, I can even carry this in the fucking hospital.
Yeah, those are more like, typically, like, you can get different in, like, if you're security or law enforcement, but me just being a civilian, I just have mine, so I can open or conceal carry when I travel in like 39 different states. They'll honor Texas, but Arizona's got the weirdest one. Their law, you can conceal carry in a nightclub or a bar. So,
My uncles live there, and they say it's pretty wild over there.
bro, so think it's the only state in the U.S. where you can carry at a bar because they don't want normally guns and alcohol mixing together.
Fair enough.
And it's weird because Arizona's got like the least restrictive gun laws, and they're next to California, and they've got the most restrictive.
California.
Oh
Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
yeah, bro. So whenever we go out there, the law in California, so it's easier to get your gun on the plane than it is to travel with it in California. So like if I fly to California or we fly to Colorado, I just get my gun, unload it, put the magazine empty in a brand new box of ammo in a lock box you can get from Academy for like $20. When I go get my boarding pass, I declare, hey, I've got a firearm. They give me a card. I fill out my info in case it gets lost, put the flight I'm on, tape it on there. They put my gun or the bag, because they never open it. It's got to be locked. They put the bag and my bags that go underneath the plane. And then whenever I land, it's just rotating. And then you get it and you're ready to go when you get to your car. But California, you have to have your gun in the glove box and the ammo and the mags in the trunk. They can't be together, or that's a level 3 misdemeanor.
Ooh, so they recognize Texas law? No?
Nope.
What a fucking gay state.
Yeah,
God
so
damn.
whenever you're there, it don't matter if my driver's license and my gun license from Texas, because now I'm underneath their jurisdiction.
Oh, okay.
So and then their gun carry license is weird. So like Texas, like your girl did, she's at the salon, she don't feel safe, she did the application, she went and did that. If she would have passed, she would have got her license. Now in California, you got to do the course, do the shooting portion. Then a sheriff has to come to you guys' house and interview your wife or girl, and she has to explain to him why she feels the need to carry a gun. And it ain't just because I work at a salon and it's dangerous. She has to have a reason they find valid and legit.
Damn, that sounds dangerous, because it's up to their discretion at that point.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck.
And then, is it cool if I answer this?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Hey, I'm doing that interview. I'll call you right back. Hello? All right, bye. So, and the crazy thing is, so our gun license lasts for 5 years. Theirs is every 2 years, and theirs is like $180. So you pay it. Let's say your girl paid it. She passes the exams. She passes the shooting portion. The sheriff comes. She passes that, so she gets her gun license. Cool. 2 years she's got to renew. Texas, we hop on our website. We fill out the application just like a driver's license. They send it in the mail. Nope. They come back to her house and interview you guys again.
A.
So you may get another sheriff that don't find the reason the first sheriff said was legit. Because that's what when I went out there, I talked to him. I was like, hey, man, how do you get your license to carry out here? And he explained it to me. I said, so you mean to tell me you may find my reason legit, but your partner doesn't? He said, exactly.
Damn.
And you think every 5 years ain't bad to renew something, but every 2 years, bro, and I think it's like $280 for theirs.
Jesus Christ.
Because like if somebody sends a gun to me and let's say you're late at the house, you're bored, you're on Palmetto or you're on Cabela's website and you order a gun, you can get the gun shipped to a store or you can get it shipped directly to me and come do the paperwork. I charge people $20 to run their background check and to give them their gun. California, they charge $180 for you to get your background check and your gun.
What the fuck, dude?
And then their gun list has to be you have to have an approved gun. So they'll have there's probably 300 Glocks. Maybe only 10 of them have been approved by the California state. And that basically, they have some stuff where, of course, it can't have more than 10 bullets. But then there's some other stuff, and then they give you all this stuff, and they want you to go through because they say that gun could cause cancer and all kind of stuff.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
So, do you know like the reasoning behind all of this?
I have no idea, but my whole thing is, I'm like, that gun's gonna cause a lot more than cancer if it's used.
Oh shit! Which is crazy too, because when you think about California, it's big.
All you think, you think about when I was growing up, when I thought of California, all I thought about was gangs and drive-bys.
I was just gonna say, like outside of like 4 cities, it's rural as fuck. It's like country.
Well, the crazy thing is, so Northern California, and I believe the eastern part of California is real rural. Out once you get past like San Francisco and go north,
real pretty up there.
So they want to get it almost divided into 2 states because that part's real Republic and the other part's real Democratic. So the southern part, they're real against guns and everything, and the northern part, they clash. I didn't know it was that big of a deal, but like
Yeah, I've
they
heard
try,
about it.
yeah, they try to, and they have like they can put like county and city laws in place, but whatever the governor puts in place is going to trump whatever they try to do. Because a lot of times you'll see like whenever they put laws in place, like we're banning this, that, and the other, you'll see like groups say, well, we're not going to enforce that, or we're not going to, like the police department or something for that county or whatever may say that, but whatever the governor tells them, they pretty much got to do. So that's why I like, and it's funny because Colorado is like California Junior. So Colorado, they won't ban like 10 round and above, but they'll ban 15 above. So you can only have 15 rounds in your gun. So if you get pulled over, oh yeah, I'm Roy. I got a license to carry from Texas. Oh, appreciate that, Roy. Let me see that. You got a Glock 19? Yeah. Come, they look, it holds 17 bullets. Oh, that's perfectly fine in Texas, but Colorado, anything over 15 rounds, now you got a Class C misdemeanor.
Yeah.
Probably got $1,000 fine and maybe 60 to 90 days in jail.
Just because you thought you're doing the right thing, or you were in another
So
state.
you got one gun and you drive over to Colorado, and now your magazine that's good in New Mexico, Oklahoma, Louisiana, Colorado is not. So now you're facing whatever charge. And the crazy thing is, just because you didn't know that, not only are you fighting that charge, but now you're fighting a gun charge. So not only are you probably going to lose your gun because they're going to keep it, but now you're probably not going to be able to get another gun legally.
Oh, shit.
You're going to lose your right to, if you get found guilty, you're going to lose your right to get guns.
They are making it very difficult.
They've got a website, and what I normally do is I'll get on there when we travel, and I'll just type Google Texas reciprocity, and it shows like which states honor the Texas license, and then you can click on that state, and it'll tell you their laws. So it'll let you know what's legal there, because like some states, some guns like Dracos and ARs, specific ones are banned there.
You know, man, I can kind of understand why.
Yeah.
And I get like this process because it's a huge responsibility. But like we said earlier, like the fucking criminals, they don't give a fuck. They'll have automatic fucking weapons.
Bro, it's crazy because before I started selling legally and everything, I would have people on my Instagram and Snap that I knew from growing up and just from my hometown and different areas, and they've got more guns than the people I know that sell guns. And they've got more stuff on their guns than the people that I know sell guns. So they've got whatever you can think of, and like you're saying, and like they don't care.
That's crazy. So you moved to
Lubbock from,
well, I was gonna say you've moved to actually building guns.
Yeah, I build so like AR-15s and stuff like that.
One of our cars, or
I think it's that guy right there in that
fucking
black GMC.
fucker.
He's good.
Okay. So you still can sell them to people.
Yeah, I can still sell and transfer, but I like building more because what'll happen is somebody may hit me up and be like, hey, I want this AR-15, I want this, and they're like, but I can't find it anywhere. So I'm like, well, instead of us finding it, it'll be cheaper to build what you want, and you can get it exactly how you want it, color, accessories, everything you want. I can get that customized and get it knocked out. And I typically, like, I've got a guy in Amarillo, he's getting a pretty cool setup done, and we'll probably have that done in like, I ordered parts yesterday. I'll probably have everything in by Thursday or Friday. And if I've got, most of the time, if it's not something like really customized or exclusive, I'll have the stuff at the house, and they come by the house and I'll have them laughing. I'm like, yeah, I'm like the hibachi grill. Just tell me what all you want. I've got the barrels right here, the calibers, and then I've got, if you want a tube on the end, if you want a brace, I've got that. If you want a scope, if you want iron sights, I can put that gun together and have it ready in 3 minutes.
Let me ask you this. So those things, are those different, what you're allowed to do here as opposed to another state?
Mm-mm.
No?
Yeah, no, pretty much. So the other states is really if they just ban like the magazine capacity, but yeah, and so like California, they only want you to be able to have 10 rounds.
I've heard a lot about a bump stock. What is this?
So a bump stock is basically, it's a stock on the gun, and what people will do, they call it bump firing. They'll put it on their, normally like a belt loop or some on their pants, and it's a stock that you can get on there, and basically what it does is the vibration just keeps you firing on it, and the recoil, and it pretty much, they're not really big as they used to be anymore. or they were out in Abilene. Now the big thing is the binary trigger.
I've heard about this.
So you ever play Call of Duty?
Yep.
So you know how you can get a burst gun on Call of Duty, or you can make it fully automatic?
Yep.
So binary trigger is like a burst gun. So you pull the trigger, of course, you shoot. When you let the trigger go, it shoots
again.
Yeah, so with the binary trigger, you can go through a 33 round magazine in like 2.5 seconds.
Are you pretty accurate with that?
I don't have one. So
okay.
Yeah.
Can you sell them? Or can you put them on your guns when you build them?
That guy in Amarillo, that's what he's getting put on his.
Oh, shit. Okay.
And it's crazy. If you wanted a binary trigger, you can get on, like right now, you can get on Franklin Armor or Fostech, and you can get that sent right to your house in here in 2 days. It's an accessory.
Okay. And not to be confused with a switch.
No, not a switch. So
a whole different thing.
Yeah, switch. I always tell everybody, think of it back. My grandma, she get a switch and whoop her ass. If you got a switch, they gonna whoop you with it because it's 10 years.
It's a big deal.
Oh yeah, it turns a Glock into a fully automatic. And
I've seen videos of them fuckers just fucking.
I used to have people bother me about them all the time, but now they know it's like, no, I can own one for myself. But I'm like, okay, if you want one, you got to get your LLC, you got to get an SOT, you got to get an interview with the FBI and ATF to get approval, and it's $500 a year. So
you can own it.
Yeah, so like when you remember I was saying I can own fully automatic.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. That's so fucking crazy.
This right here, I'll show you this. Where's that? Because I've got the binaries on my page that I'll do. So that's a binary right there for the Glocks. And all it is just a trigger replacement. And basically it just keeps that pin open and closes after it closes. Normally it'll close after you pull it back, but it closes after you lets it go. So that lets that second round go.
Hell
and then like
So technically if I wanted to,
and then that's the ones for the AR. So you see how that lever right there on it is?
Okay.
So if you put it in binary mode, it does that, or you can put it in a semi-automatic mode. So the ones I put on there, it gives you a choice versus if you get the cheap ones, it's just binary. And a lot of times, a lot of like people that I know that are like big gun people, they don't use them because they don't want to get into a scenario where, like, let's say somebody breaks in your house and you got to neutralize the threat. Let's just say random weird scenario. They've got somebody in there holding them and you shoot them and you shoot them. Or you shoot and you hit them, and you let go, then you shot again. Or if you shoot at somebody and let's say like we're giving an example at Market Street, you shoot at somebody, well then of course you gotta let it go and then another bullet's gotta go somewhere.
Yeah. So it's not as sweet as it sounds sometimes.
Yeah, and you're responsible for wherever that bullet goes. And the crazy thing is with most handguns, think about it, it's going 1,200 feet per second.
That's insane.
Oh yeah.
So what do you prefer to carry?
I've got options. So like, let's just say if I'm at the house playing in the yard with the boys, I may have like a SIG 365, which is like a small compact handgun, which it's comfortable and easy to carry, but then it also is not accurate. It's like Will Smith with that noisy cricket on Men in Black. So that, and then like if I'm doing like customers are coming by the house, I may have like a FN 509, which is like a mid-sized gun that I'll normally just keep in my pocket. Or if I'm out and we're like at the zoo or aquariums and stuff, and we're like doing like family events, I've got a little bitty backpack that looks like a diaper bag, and I've got like a 9mm SMG that has a folding stock that comes from like that big that turns into a full pistol.
Oh shit. Damn.
Yeah.
So you're one of those guys. You have one for every occasion, pretty much.
Yeah, my cousin, he's got this kind of similar setup, but he's got a full-size backpack. And what he does is once he gets his ready, he turns the backpack around. It's got a level 4 plate on it, or level 3 plate, so it's a bulletproof plate right there.
I've seen guys like they'll shoot those plates on YouTube and see how lethal they are and shit. Whatever.
I always mess with them. I'm like, man, you do realize these kids these days are shooting people in the face. They're not gonna care about your butt. They're gonna shoot you wherever they can.
Unfortunately, huh?
That's why I'm like, nah. So I'm like, the best thing is just to try to stay alert, peep your observations. If somebody's giving you weird vibes, get the hell out of the area.
So do you like to let loose and drink a little? No, not really.
Not really. Maybe like once a month.
I was just gonna ask, like, what are you doing in that situation? Are you at home?
Yeah,
You're at home.
I don't. You'll never get nobody in Lubbock will ever say, "Man, I was out and I saw old fucked up at such and such. I saw him at here." Nah, because I gotta be able to control my environment. And if
Yeah.
something happens, I don't want to be, oh, he swung and they just knocked him down and stomped him out. Like, nah. Like, even if I go somewhere, only time I'll drink is like normally at my house or at a family member's house. I'm not gonna go over here and go to my buddies and get fucked up because he may bring a buddy over that I have no idea who it is. So I try to just.
I usually try to think like that, but once I start having a few, that all that goes out the window. I'm like, I don't fucking care.
See, so I work at home and then my business is at home. So I'm pretty much at home 24/7. So like I'll do my career work from like 8 in the morning to like 3, and then I'll start doing stuff for guns from like 4 to 7. So that's why I'm always like, yeah, I just do this part time. But
okay.
It's then took off a lot now. So the crazy thing is, shout out to your boy Perv. He's since I did that interview with him, most of my customers were Dallas, Houston, Hobbs, Oklahoma City. So when I first did that, it was always like, I got a cousin in Oklahoma City named Mike. Shout out to High Plain or How High Dispensary he's got. He was one of my main customers. He's got a dispensary, which is cool. And the dispensaries get robbed a lot. But with his dispensary, you want to work there, you got to be able to carry a gun.
Oh, nice.
So I was always, they get an employee, you get your employee package, you get your T-shirt, you holler at me and get your gun.
Fuck yeah, I did.
So that was always big out there. Then I grew up in Hobbs. So of course I got people out there. Like one of my homeboys the other day, he got like 8 guns. He got like 8 at once. Did a big purchase. So,
again, as like a non-gun owner, but I can't have one at this house because I live here at the parents. I don't see why people don't have them and don't carry. I really don't see like why.
It's almost like if you think about it, okay, a first aid kit.
It's just such a beautiful right. It's just like you
got a first aid kit for, you never know what could happen. It could be because you got into a wreck or you stepped out of the car and slipped and cut your leg, or you never know. You never know if you're ever going to use it. But in case you need it, you want to be able to have it. That's just the way I see it. I'm like, okay, let's say me and you are going to do a tag team wrestling match, and they tell us, those guys you guys are wrestling, they can have bats and chairs. But me and you, oh man, we've been doing push-ups, we've been lifting weights. We trust our training. Why would we go in there with a disadvantage if we can take the same exact thing they got?
That's what I'm saying, bro. And I haven't done it in a while, but I did jujitsu, and I'm just like, and I take it how you will from me, but especially women, jujitsu, gun and a jujitsu. I say
you
that.
You got to be able to defend yourself either way, because if you lose the gun or you can't get to it, you still need to be able to defend yourself.
And I just like, and again, I watch these true crimes with my girl, and I'm like, oh yeah, yo, that's reality, bro. Like that shit happens.
That happened to somebody normally that you're sitting there and they're like, Albuquerque, New Mexico. You're like, oh damn, that was kind of close. Or they're like, Abilene, Texas. I'm like, damn, that wasn't far. And it ain't, because normally you think you're watching it's gonna be Connecticut or Florida or Washington, and you're like, Amarillo.
One of those dudes actually killed somebody here.
Well, I always watch, my favorite thing is horrible acting is I Almost Got Away With It. I don't know if you ever watched that.
I don't think I've seen that one.
So it's crime reenactments from whenever somebody commits a crime and they break out of prison or jail, and it's the real person doing the interview, but they do reenactments of it. Yeah, they had one on there. I remember like it was in Dallas. It was a guy, he was dating a girl, and she had like a lifestyle she wanted to uphold, and he was a bartender. And so on his lunch break, he would go rob a bank, but he would dress like how you say your girl goes and run. He would dress like a jogger. He would go rob a bank on his lunch break, and he would leave the scene like he was just jogging and working out. And he got away with like 14 robberies in downtown Dallas doing that. Yeah, it was crazy. And then they were in Austin on vacation because that girl, she didn't realize it, but she was enabling him because he wanted to make the lifestyle she was living being upheld. But basically, he would rob a bank, take her out on a shopping spree on the weekend, and then he'd be broke by Monday and have to rob another bank. So they were in Austin chilling at the hotel, and he went down to the lobby to get some ice, and she's sitting there, and she's watching the news, and they're looking for him, and she didn't even know he was robbing banks to keep up that life for her.
Kind of a good love story. Damn it, fucking wind. It's kind of that'd be a good movie.
But yeah, like you're saying, like, yeah, I'm with you. Jiu-jitsu, whatever you can do to defend yourself,
Yeah,
because
man. That's really what I see guns as, other than hunting. Like,
yeah,
yo, you gotta be able to.
my buddy, so he's real big in jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai out there in Dallas, and he keeps his pinky nail and his thumbnails long. He's like, man, if I can't get to my gun, these are my weapons. I'm like, all right. He's like, yeah, I'll do whatever I got to. He's like, I got weapons galore. He's like, he was telling me he used to do tough man fighting.
Oh my goodness.
And I didn't know. He gave me some info on that. I had no idea. So I guess the way the tough man's branded is they want the toughest small guy going against the softest big guy. So he's like 5'8", 190. He's normally fighting in the tournaments 6'5", 240.
Oh shit.
And I didn't know in them tough man competitions to win it, you're fighting like 5 times in a day.
In a day? Oh yeah, those are tough fuckers.
Oh yeah,
I love it. It's fucking cool, man. Guns are cool, man. I don't know.
But my whole thing is, okay, half the time the people that have the guns that are using them illegally is normally because, like we're describing, they can't defend themselves and they just want to feel tough or powerful. But when they go to prison or jail, they ain't got no weapon in there.
That's what I'm saying too. When you do jujitsu, you realize like, oh, this shit ain't sweet. Like you could kill somebody with your fucking hands.
Or no, I think the worst part about it is when somebody puts you in a move and you're at their mercy when they're gonna let you out of something.
Exactly, bro. You're like, fuck. I've been choked out a few times. Like, damn, this is reality.
Yeah, it's
oh shit.
Like the memes. How did I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Yep. Oh my goddamn. What do you think about that dude from Detroit? Have you seen him? You know, that security dude?
Oh, yeah.
What do you think about him?
He gonna get a bunch of people killed.
Oh, fuck.
If somebody's got a gun, do this or like
swipe it or something.
Or throw your seat. If they're behind you in the car, throw your seat back and go up. That stuff not good. I like those memes. I'll see when they like thinking about what he said and they do it. Next thing you know, they're in that all white room.
Yeah. That's all bullshit though.
Bro, it's bullshit. If somebody comes up to me and you right now and they're like, give me your wallet, give me everything y'all got. Here, y'all got it. Because with anything, it's who's got the advantage. If I see them coming with ski mask, I'm like, oh shoot, you may want to get back. Let me get over here behind your truck. But if they come up, what are we gonna do? Like,
do what they want.
This is my iPhone. I'm going to die for this iPhone. Oh, here you go, man.
Yeah.
If you do this, you can get the cards.
Yeah.
By the time you're gone, they're gonna be reported lost.
I saw a funny one where he was like, here's what to do. He's like, I give him my fake wallet. I throw it on the ground, and when he picks it up, I shoot him in the face.
Bro, and let's keep it 1,000. If somebody comes right now and they ask for my wallet and I throw it on the ground, I'm going to piss them off and they're going to slap me with the gun.
Yeah, I'm doing whatever they want.
Like, for real. Like, here, you want these AirPods? Here you go, man. I think I even got a gift card to Chick-fil-A if you're hungry when you leave. Go.
This is crazy.
So it's almost like my cousins in New Mexico, they work in the oil field and they all got this mentality. When they go to work, their goal is to make it back home to their family. That's the way I see it. Every day I wake up, I'm like, my goal is to get back in this bed tonight.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I want to get back into here. So I'm like, do I want to, such and such took his necklace and his wallet and this, that, and other. Yeah, he did that. I went and filed a police report. I'll probably get it back and then some, but I can't do anything if I react out and then I'm shot and dead, or I'm in a wheelchair and I'm doing this podcast and you asking me questions. I'm just shaking my head.
Have you ever been in a situation where the gun had to be brought?
Whenever I was younger, I had, but it wasn't anything bad like where I had to put the gun in somebody's face. It was almost like they saw the gun in my pocket and they're like, oh yeah, this ain't the situation I want it to be.
So if like is it one of those things I've heard, like if you pull it out, you better use it? Like,
because it's almost anything where you don't want to escalate a scenario where, if the main thing is with me having a gun, that's my last line of defense. I don't want to, somebody comes over and be like, man, you a punk, you a bitch. Like, oh yeah, I got a gun. What's the point of that? Because now that's not even self-defense in my book, because I still could have tried to alleviate the situation. He wasn't a threat to me. Him calling me a name ain't a threat or whatever. Him putting his hands on me or saying, I got a knife, I'm going to kill you. Okay, now that's a threat.
Once somebody says, like, I'm going to kill you, is that how you see it?
That's
like,
a threat, but it's still,
threat?
Yeah, but it's still not along the lines of me pulling out my gun and defending them. Because, like, you could say, man, you a bitch, I'm going to kill you. okay, I'm gonna keep my eye on you and watch you, and I'm gonna keep my hand by my pocket. But if you say, man, you a bitch, I'm gonna kill you, pull out a knife and run at me. Okay, now, all right, it's
Okay.
completely different scenario because
Yeah.
somebody could be just talking, and the day and age we live in, I could be at Walmart right now. Man, hey, it's a prank, it's a prank. That's all you hear.
Those people are stupid as fuck.
Yeah.
God damn. Did you ever see that video of that? It happened here in Lubbock. That guy, those two people, he shot and killed that other dude on his property.
With the gun,
Because he was
trying to
like
get the
drop his son or something. Did you see that?
Bro, that day that happened, it was crazy. That was over there right by Chick-fil-A on University and 82nd. I was at home and the police kept flying by the house. I was like, what the hell's going on? And then that happened. And actually, one of my directors that used to be at my previous employer, that was like his best friend.
Yeah, because he worked in the courts and shit, right? So somebody did.
Nah, I think his mother-in-law was some part of like the prosecutor from
Yeah,
Lubbock.
that's right.
Yeah, so I guess basically what happened was, and
There's a video of it. You can watch it.
yeah, God rest his soul. But if I go over to somebody's house and they tell me to leave, and I tell them I'm not leaving, and they go and get a gun, I'm probably gonna leave.
Yep.
The last thing I'm gonna do is try to take the gun from somebody.
So that guy never got in trouble for that, right? Because it became like a big deal, like online.
Yeah,
I saw a lot of like,
it was on Fox. It was everywhere.
I saw a lot of like lawyers and shit saying like you could argue that was not self-defense at all.
Yeah, it's stupid. And so, okay, the way I see it,
Or like an aggravated assault, I think.
so it's two ways to look at it. From the guy going to get his son, if they tell you your son's not there and you're not getting it, you need to leave. Probably need to leave. The guy going and getting the gun, that escalated the situation. Just because the way I see it, the other guy didn't have a weapon on him or anything, but you're defending your property, whatever. But really, honestly, to me, it's just pride at that point in time.
Yeah, it shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, but honestly, if you right now tell me during the middle of this interview, you need to leave, I'm like, all right, bro, nice meeting you. Respect that, I gotta go. But if, no, I ain't going nowhere, and then you go in the house and get a bat, the last thing I'm gonna do is come to take the bat from you because now you got to defend yourself.
So it's just weird all around.
Yeah,
on both sides.
Yeah,
God rest his soul.
Yeah, it escalated, but like we said, if you got a firearm to defend yourself, at least you can actually. Well, not saying he could have defended himself, but the guy that had the gun, because then okay, if he takes the gun from him, then what? From his standpoint.
I got you. Yeah, you don't know what he's gonna do.
And then another thing is too, bro. A lot of people don't realize a gun. A 2-year-old has enough strength to pull a gun because it only takes like 3 to 5 pounds of pressure to pull a trigger. So if you and somebody are fighting over a gun, because most of the time, let's say if this was a gun, you're supposed to have trigger discipline and have your finger off to the side until you're ready to fire. But most people you'll see, they don't. And as soon as they come out with the gun, they're like this. If you're fighting over a gun, it's going to go off. Not saying that ain't what happened at all, but I'm just saying if you and somebody start fighting over a gun, typically you're gonna start shooting to get them away from you anyway.
Yeah. Are those hair triggers real, or is it better to get a binary?
Nah. So it's different. So what it is whenever you're shooting to be accurate, you want to make as less movement as possible, and the more you got to pull on the trigger, the more you're gonna move. I got you. So a hair trigger just makes it to where you can barely click it and it'll pop. But the binary is just gonna be again to shoot 2 shots.
Are you pretty accurate with your gun?
Come on, man. I got some videos on there. I can shoot. We can go to the range. I'll shoot 200 bullets and I'll be able to cover them all with my fist.
Oh shit! Damn. Have you seen that practice where they say like, where there's some blanks in there, like there's to test your. You know
so they've got the one thing that you can get. It's a blank bullet and it's a target, and you can hook it up to your phone with an app, and you can shoot, and it'll show you on your phone where you hit on the target. That's what a lot of my homeboys do because it's cheaper than shooting ammo.
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense.
I'm always like, man, forget that. I know my luck. I'll put that wrong bullet in at the house and I'll be sitting there and I'm like, man, somebody just drove by and shot the damn house.
Somebody drove by my friend's house and shot it. Yeah, there was like a few bullet casings in their house.
So when I was trying to get my license, my neighbor down the street that was causing me issues, he told everybody I was going to have a gun range in my house. Mind you, at that time, I had a 1-year-old son. I was like, oh, yeah, we'll be shooting 22 in the fireplace and we'll shoot BB guns in the backyard. Like, I'm going to have a gun range in the city limits. And then they were like, so I live over there off of, on University area. And 98th where they've got the annex where there's like the people have like the horses and stuff. They were like, oh yeah, they said your house was grandfathered in for somebody that used to live there had a gun range. I was like, well, my house was built in 2008. And I think this annex stuff happened in the 60s.
Yeah, man. We do some work out there. I've been out there. In that
Yeah,
little
so
area.
I'm like, nah. But yeah, as far as now, I'll go to the gun range like twice a month. And I feel like Steph Curry, heck, he's probably the greatest shooter of all time. But I bet you he shoots probably 300 shots a day still.
Yeah.
It's just anything. Like, I may go to the gun range 2 times a week, but my first round of shooting, my first magazine's always my worst. Because after that, it's kind of like, just like you got your tattoos. When they first start out on your tattoos, you like, man, this, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish it. Well, this is me at least.
They hurt. No, they hurt. They all hurt.
The first 10 minutes is like the worst, and then after a while, all right, now you conversating with the tattoo artist.
You're tougher than me. I'm hurting the whole fucking time.
Okay. Well, is it to you at the end? Does it feel better than at the beginning, or is this all this? Okay.
The fucking end is the worst for me. I'm like irritated. I'm like, I can't sit down too long. I'm like,
so I'm always feeling like that the beginning is like when I shoot guns, I'm not expecting the recoil, not used to it, so I don't know what to expect. But after a while, okay, now because you don't shoot
I get what you're
guns
saying
all day. So when I'm like, even though I shoot guns all the time, but when I go to shoot, I'm like, oh shit, that was a gun. All right, okay, now I'm used to this.
Yeah,
it's all good. But like when I'm getting me personally, like when I'm getting a tattoo and they start out, I'm like, at the beginning, I'm like, man, I don't know how much I'm looking. I'm like, damn, I'm pretty sure I felt you way over here. We still at the beginning.
Yeah, hell
I'm like,
it's weird.
I don't know if I got it. And then I'll be sitting there, and my favorite thing, I went and got these done the other day. It's a gentleman, Low Key Ink Killer, that did them for me here in Lubbock. He's badass. He was doing them for me, and I was sitting there. I was like, he was talking to me, having a conversation like me and you, and I'm sitting there like, man, I'm really in pain. I can't really talk. And then I look over there, there's a girl, probably like 5'5", 100 pounds. She's getting her arm done and she's laughing and sitting there. I'm like, God dang.
Yeah, they're built for it though, man. They have to have kids and shit. They're good with pain.
But I'm just me personally, I'm sitting here like, I can't be sitting here like a little bitch and this girl sitting over here getting her she's laughing.
Bro,
and talking
I'm with you. And then it happens and I'm like, no, I don't give a fuck. This hurts.
Well, I'll be sitting there thinking, I'm like, man, I want to ask him, you ain't got none of that stuff I saw online that'll numb it or anything?
Yeah.
No, my favorite part always, it seemed like they're always like, hey man, do you mind if I take a smoke break? Hey bro, take 2. Yeah, go ahead. I need a break too.
Hell yeah.
I always mess with them. Like, you know, the best part of a tattoo, what's that? Whenever y'all got to get more ink and I get a break.
You get a break, man. You're like, fuck.
Yeah, man. And then like, I've got.
You ever get anything right here?
No, I've got a chest plate from here to here. And then I got one right here and one right here. And then I got these 2 arms, but that's it. Like my cousin's got his whole neck and all that.
I'm building up to the neck.
Oh, man.
Building up.
Yeah, you braver than me.
Yeah, that's that. But my girl, she got her actual knee. She said that one's the worst.
Ooh.
The knee. Like the absolute. Some people get like underneath the knee, the fucking
armpit. Oh yeah, man. No, I'm not. Like, I think so. I got the sternum done.
Oh.
That was rough. So my first tattoo I did, I was an idiot. So my homeboy was like, you graduated? I'm going to give you a good deal on a tattoo at Liquid Ink here in the mall. Yeah. Like, because he's from Hobbs. I was like, all right. I went over there and my first tattoo I got was from here to here. And I was driving back and forth from Hobbs getting it done. And I got in the car the first day and I went to put my seatbelt on. I was like, oh, fuck. If I get in a wreck, I'm just getting a wreck tonight.
Oh, shit.
Because it was like 10 hours total.
I couldn't do that.
And it was funny. They're like, you really want to do all this for your first tattoo? In my mind, I'm thinking, this is my first and last. So hell yeah.
Yeah, man. They're fun though.
I like them, bro. The best part of tattoo to me is when they're finished.
Yeah, you're right.
Because my girl, she's like, I like that needle pain of a tattoo. I'm like, yeah, you're weird.
Yeah, when people say that, I don't believe them. I'm like, this fucking shit hurts.
If you can probably vouch for it. To me, so like when they do the shading part, to me with like the big gauge needles, that don't hurt. But when they got that little one, like they're doing, oh man, that mother. Yeah. I'm like, you sure you're not going too deep with that one, bro? Because I'm like, damn. It's
a killer, bro, but it's fun. It's a very fun thing. Let me ask you this. Are you concerned with either administration, be whoever, is there a concern? Man, you know what? I'm just going to say, are you concerned with the Biden or the Kamala administration when it comes to guns and gun rights?
Yeah, she definitely got some. Well, for one, she comes from California, so she would probably want to take those gun ideas and make it a legal idea or a national idea. My bad. So that's my biggest thing. And then a lot of it too, they want to. So they do want to do a lot of weird stuff. They, of course, they want to ban ARs,
AR, yeah.
and then they want to ban magazines over 10 rounds. And if you have them, when they say ban them, they don't mean where you can't get them. What happens is they make it to where you have to register it, and it's like $200 an item per year.
Okay, so you could still get it.
But you gotta.
I literally was about to ask you, if they ban ARs, what do they do with the people who have them?
So you've got. So just so this happened last year, Biden passed something where they. So with the ARs, have you seen the braces that they have on the pistols on the back of them?
Mm-hmm.
They banned those. So what they did was they gave you 3 options. You can take it off your gun, you could turn your gun into them, or you can register it. And if you register that brace, which they called it a short barrel rifle, it's $200 for that brace that you bought for $40, and it's $200 every year that you.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask you. What does registering means? It just means now they know, and you have to pay your shit.
You got to go to the IRS website, which is weird, irs.gov, and pay the ATF a $200 fee.
I think they should get rid of the ATF, by the way.
So if you pay, check this out. So you got 2 options, really. You either pay it or you don't. Because if you pay it and then next year you don't pay it, well, what'd you do with that gun? Because now they know you have it.
Yeah.
So it's a double-edged sword.
Some people don't have that money, so you just might as well not even have it.
I'll tell, like, some of my homeboys, they're like, well, I'm going to do it. I was like, bro, you got 6 ARs. That's basically $1,200 a year. That's basically 2 new guns a year just to keep that part on your gun. Just take it off.
Just take it off, huh? Yeah, I get a little spooked out with. So obviously, federal law supersedes everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that pretty?
That's where I get involved with the ATF and FBI.
Is the rules and the laws there pretty weird or not?
No, the ATF agents, they have, so they've got 3 here in Lubbock, and they're pretty cool. So the main thing is with them, the best thing is if you don't know something, I've got their cell phone numbers. So like, you think if you go to Cabela's or Academy, oh, Mike's been a gun counter supervisor for 12 years and Jim 9 years and him 25 years. I don't have that shit. It's me, my girl, and my boys that are all young. So I'm like, okay, like I had a girl come from China that wanted an AR, and she had like a green card and was a natural citizen and stuff. I was like, let me reach out to them and see, or if somebody would be like, hey, can I transfer this? Or if I've got any question that I don't know, I ask them, and they can either tell me yes or no versus me doing it, and then they come and audit me and be like, well, why did you do that?
Did that Chinese girl get the gun?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can get, she had a green card and some natural citizen card, which was a government issued ID.
Huh. I guess.
Yeah, so it's all, I'm like, hey,
that's going to sound super bad on here, but I'm just like, well,
yeah,
I don't know, man. Shit seems like it's going to hit the fan, dude. I don't know, man. You got to be careful.
Bro, this was like a year ago, but I've got like, normally election time is normally when so either look at it this way. If Trump gets elected, I'm going to have all these people on this side that have never wanted a gun before. They're going to think America's just about to be crazy. They're going to be victims because the person they didn't want lost. So now they're like, I need to get my first gun and defend myself. If Kamala wins, everybody's going to be like, well, she's going to ban everything. So they're going to want all the guns they can get. So either way, I'm just like, to me, it's one of them where it's like, at this point in time, like, we've already experienced when Trump was president. We experienced when Kamala was vice president. So we already got a pretty good idea to expect.
Yeah, I don't think anything crazy is going to happen.
Mm-mm. But I have all these people that are hitting me up. They're like, man, I need to get this. They can get that before November. I'm always like, what if it happens in September is what I'll be thinking.
What if they fucking assassinate Trump, man? If that happens between now and then it's war.
I told my brother, I said, the best thing that happened was that did not happen.
Yeah.
Because I said, whether you like him or not, I said, we saw how people were ready to go crazy when they stormed the Capitol. I told my brother, could you imagine what would have happened if he would have got killed?
Bro, I would have been hitting you up. Hey, man, I need a gun.
Yeah, that would have been one of them ones where you would have got on there and it would have said Stinsons Shooting Supply closed for like a month because I would have probably had to go off the grid for a month just to wait till everything died back down.
Yeah, bro. It'd be. Do you got anything that shoots drones?
Bro,
Have you seen those videos, bro? Oh my fuck,
bro. I had so how I did that interview with Perv. I'll do stuff like promo with other companies in Texas, like Texas Media Talk's a real good one. Like there's San Antonio. They've got one in San Antonio. And what I'll do is I'll use the same platform the rappers use, and they'll run their promo for their songs and whatever. Well, I'll pay the promo, and they'll run my business on their page, and they'll have people that'll be like, oh, this dude wants to hit you up for a gun. I'm like, oh, appreciate it. I'll send you a referral fee. And then I'll have some like my homeboy in Houston. I'm like, hey, man, this dude going to hit you up. I'm like, okay. And then he'll message me, hey, ignore him. He just messaged me. I'm like, hey, where's that dude at? Because we're going to go down there and we're going to just rob him. I'm like, yeah, bro, tell him. I said, he hadn't hit me up yet. I'm like, tell him there's no need for his mom and dad to be doing car washes and selling fish plates to bury him.
Hey, so that is a concern of yours?
Oh, yeah, bro. Because you think
I didn't
about
even
it.
thought about that.
Bro, think about it. So everybody wants guns. If they can't get guns legally and they don't have any money, what are they going to do?
I mean, they're doing it anyways. They're stealing it.
Bro, but the thing is, if they break into your truck or my car, they don't know if it's a gun in there, but if they go to my house, they know there's a pretty good probability that there's guns there.
I'm guessing you've taken a lot of measures to protect yourself.
So it's one of them things where have you seen that movie? What's that movie called? The movie where they go in there to rob the Army veteran at night and he's blind.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's how I always feel like if they come in the house, I'm like we've been preparing for this.
People come to you to buy.
Yeah.
So at what point do you like, okay, I trust him, I give him my address?
If they want to come get a gun, I'll give it. It's on Google, so shit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, never mind.
That's why I'm laughing. People be like, well, how do I know?
Hey, can you?
Oh, my bad. People be like, well, how do I know you're going to not burn me when I send you my money? I'm like,
you know where I live?
Bro, my business is at my house. Okay, it's not like I'm meeting you at Walmart's parking lot.
What do your neighbors think about this? You said you had one that was all pissed off.
Honestly, they don't even know half the time because it's not like, bro, it's not what people think. I may get one customer a day.
Yeah, I guess because guns are expensive.
Yeah, it ain't like I'm selling weed, so it ain't like somebody's coming by there every day to get some. It's like most of my customers are one and done.
Okay. And
when they come, I try to make it easy. I park in the yard so you're not blocking up stuff on the street. They come in, and I do it one at a time by appointment. So it's not like, and my pet peeve is I hate when people be like, oh, man, my buddy wants to come, and he want to bring his homeboy so we can see what you got. I'm like, bro, if y'all want to do that, just go to Academy and Cabela's. I do custom stuff.
Yeah. So if first-time gun owner, what do you recommend to carry? Let's do carry and let's do home defense.
So first time for carry, a lot of people don't like guns with safeties, but I do because the simple fact of just to prevent from accidents happening to me more than anything.
I think I would want
kids.
one.
Yeah, and to me, I always tell everybody it's and even if your gun doesn't have a safety, to me, there's an option. Just don't cock it. Because to me, if your gun don't have a safety, don't cock it because it's easier to get your gun cocked and then you're ready. That's what I tell people. But to me, you can get you a nice, honestly, like a Taurus or a Canic handgun to start out. That's to me, because I always tell everybody, you don't want to get the cheapest thing that's not going to be worth a damn because it's pretty much that could save your life. So it's not like you want to get your truck and be like, well, give me the cheapest seatbelt it comes with. The one you want airbag? Nah.
You might as well like spend the money.
And then for home defense, people think you need an AR or AK. The best home defense is a shotgun.
Okay.
The best home defense, you get a shotgun, one thing, like one that you and your girl is comfortable with, one that's got a good pad on it so it absorbs the recoil. And the thing is with the shotgun, it's like that remote right there. You don't have to be accurate. All you got to do is point and click because you're going to shoot about 40 little bird shots everywhere. So that to me, and then the best thing with the shotgun to me, if you miss, it's going to hit the drywall and get stuck. It's not going to go like an AR or a AK and go through 5 houses and possibly hit a loved one.
Yeah, okay, so then AR is
shotgun.
Okay.
Yeah, so an AR, if you were to shoot at somebody in your house with an AR and miss, it's liable to go through about 5 houses.
Dude, My mom was pretty like anti. I don't think she was. She was just scared of them.
Yeah.
She
that's
shot
how
an
my
AR,
mom is.
and she said she loved it.
And it's funny, bro. Like all my girl cousins, whenever we take them to the range, like they don't like the pistols because it's
Yeah.
like you don't have any control. But the AR, you got it up against you, and it's like, oh, that's not that bad.
Hell yeah, man!
It's my favorite thing to shoot. I like shooting pistol length ARs and stuff like that because to me that's what I'm the most accurate with because you got something to absorb that recoil versus you're free. Like with a pistol, if I got into it with somebody across the street from you, even with the scopes and stuff I got on guns, I'm not gonna be accurate. But like with the AR or something like that, I think I could knock the pole off their logo.
Whoa. Well, man, I really appreciate you coming on,
Oh,
sweating
yeah.
out in this damn garage.
Oh, bro, I sit on my porch all day. This ain't shit.
Where can they follow you if they want to do business with you? All of that.
Hop on Instagram. It's Stinsons Shooting Supply. So STINSONS, then _ shooting _ supply, and then
The big O, right? That's what they call you.
And I've got the blue check mark because there's always somebody from Nigeria creating a
Oh.
fake page,
I
buying
didn't
followers.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, buying fake because they can buy. If I've got 4,300 followers, they can buy 4,300 for $20, and then it looks like my page. They steal my picture, steal my header, steal my bio, all that.
And as long as no one's a felon or sketchy, they can buy from you.
Oh yeah, they come by. You're 18, you can get a shotgun or a rifle. I can run your paperwork with any ID or state issued from whatever state. If you're 21, it needs to be a Texas ID and it needs to be active because for some reason the women in Lubbock love expired IDs. I don't know how they get in these clubs, but somebody need to talk to them.
I know. I always get fucking pulled for that shit, man. But hell yeah, dude.
Oh,
and
yeah,
you take
appreciate
all forms of payment?
Cash, Venmo, Zelle. I prefer Zelle or cash, but Venmo, Apple Pay. I can do credit cards, but there's like a 6% charge. And hell, at this rate, with inflation, I'll take EBT as well. Just I'll go with them to Walmart or Market Street. I'm just
No, I was about to say, damn. All right,
I'm
well,
just playing,
hey,
bro.
man, we'll keep in contact. And,
Oh yeah, whenever your girl wants to do the shooting, I got you. And
Yeah.
whenever you want to get that stuff for your crib, I'm gonna give you a player deal so you can give me a shout out. So
Hell yeah, brother.
I'll give you some stuff at my cost. So
Thank you, man.
oh yeah, for sure.
Hey,
bro.
we'll see you guys.